All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the SGL Ocarina of Time Randomizer qualifier number 8. Today I'm here with Engel, my co-commentator, and we will be watching Krez and Cine. Very good matchup. Both runners slated to be in the top 32 with their current results. How are you doing tonight, Engel?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm excited for this. I'm excited I'm not playing. Well, I want to play, but I also don't want to lose my score. So, but yeah, qualifiers. What we have 4 more after this. So the top 32 starting to shape up. There's still a couple of people who need to finish their 3 races, and you can do up to 5. Our trackers tonight, Baseball and Shinnok. Thank you as always for volunteering, and of course Star for helping moderate and everything like that. So appreciate everyone's help. The runners will be getting going here in about a minute or so. You want to do a quick rundown on the settings for anyone who's new?
Yeah, so in these settings, we need the 3 spiritual stones to get the bridge open to Ganon's castle, and then we need the spirit medallion and the shadow medallion to get the boss key to go fight Ganon. Looks like we're getting close to starting here. Again, with these qualifiers, I think Krez has done 2 qualifiers already, so they're looking to really solidify their 3rd one here and be done with quals. Cine's only on, this will be, I think, their 2nd, so
This will be more, 2nd, yeah.
Yeah, a few more to play to try and make it in those top 32 brackets. And here we go.
And here we go, yeah. So it is vanilla adult spawn and random child spawn. And the 4 hints outside of Temple of Time are our foolish hints. We'll get to see them here. Lost Woods, Fortress, Outside Ganon's Castle, and Valley.
All right, not a bad set.
I would say Valley and Lost Woods.
Yeah, you never really want to go Valley, and Lost Woods is typically an early thing, so knowing there's nothing there is pretty good. So we're gonna get a pretty standard opening here from both players. Gonna go over to Kakariko Village and the graveyard, do some early checks, get another song here, and see what we get.
Yep, and not getting the Zora's River Foolish. Worst feeling in the world.
We love it, Zora's River.
I don't know if you mentioned it, but we actually start with the light medallion, and that whatever dungeon is on the light medallion is pre-completed. And so in this case, we have the spirit medallion already and the light medallion. Yeah, I've been enjoying these settings. I enjoy them being a little bit quicker. Yeah, right now, typical adult CAC start. It's Death Mountain Crater to Queen Goma.
Alright, so Deku Tree is one of our required dungeons today.
And it is closed forest, so you need the Kokiri sword today. Will Kakariko or Graveyard be nice and give us bombs today?
Yeah, with that early crater path, we sure would like to see some kind of bombs or hammer or something to get us over there and maybe get an early Kokiri sword.
That would be nice before doing Child 1. And we did get Nocturne in the windmill there, so on Song of Storms check. Useful song.
You're never upset to see a warp song.
That's not my favorite one. It looks like both 20 and 30 are dead.
Yeah, 20 was a wallet, which is maybe somewhat interesting logic-wise, but we're probably not gonna bother getting that.
I think both of these runners are good enough to do 5 Heart Fire, if fire's even required. And Krez actually getting to route and get the hint off of Nocturne. Oh, Sunny doing the same thing, so...
Yeah, no reason not to use the warp here to your advantage. Alright, the Goron dead. You love to see that. We've had a few races lately where we've had to do the whole trade sequence. It's never a fun time.
Yeah, that's not very fun, especially if you don't have Epona. Or have Bolero to do the little timer cheese on the final step.
So we got a heart piece on the graveyard crate. Nothing exciting yet from any of these checks.
This has been a very bland adult one. And with Lost Woods being dead, the number of checks for Child is really...
And Valley.
sporadic. Yeah, and Valley being dead. So you got, what, 1 check Lake you can actually get? The Open Grotto and Field, and then
some
Kikiri
Market.
Forest.
Yeah, some Market Lon Lon. Lon Lon maybe looking like one of the, the main plays here right now.
We will probably not be seeing skipping Lon Lon today.
Listen, sometimes you skip it.
And sometimes when you skip it, you could save like 5 minutes by going there. Trade-offs, right?
It worked out in the one qual I played where I skipped it.
It did indeed, actually, yeah. I definitely expect both of these runners to go upriver. I know Krez really favors it, especially from Triforce Blitz. And there's our Ruda's letter.
We finally found something that we can't really use yet. Because we can't get to domain, but... interesting nonetheless.
And just wait until we get the Graveyard Path to Baronade and you go, well, that's useful for next game. But yeah, I fully expect... Ooh.
Krez?
Krez? Not used to doing it backwards? Missing it?
Well, luckily that is dead, because we already got the hint.
Oh, he's realizing it.
He realized it.
Cindy deciding to not go upriver.
Yeah, I didn't expect either of them to, honestly, with the way they routed Cack and Graveyard. Normally, I think if you want to go up river, you would save
Anju and Skullhouse.
Anju and the Skullhouse till you're going to leave, but...
Yep.
Yeah, Krez getting the claim check.
And then going, I forgot that.
Probably the mini heart attack of, I forgot this, oh no, it's big. Oh, it's alright. Well.
Yep. Looks like Krez is going upriver, though.
Yeah.
Backtracking again. 3 checks and three hints is very powerful, especially when you have a seed like this where you've gotten nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I like the river play. I don't entirely like the way Krez routed going to it. I like doing it in this seed, though. Also, because you have that Nocturne, so if you go up river and let it turn just to nighttime, you could then do, Richard and Dompe Dig in your first Child really quickly, which I think,
it can be really strong.
Yeah.
Especially if Suns is buried deep in the seed. It becomes difficult for other runners to actually route those in, and so if they hold an item, it's a very big boon.
Especially with like this dry start of really not having much.
That was Treasure Chest Game is dead. Yep. I didn't notice if Krez saved here, but like you said, it doesn't actually matter because we have Nocturne. Light arrows.
Alright, that's, not the best thing, but we do need that eventually.
Yep. See, Krez is set up for this. Oh, just the typical ESS. I still am a Pepega, and I do the jump from the other side.
Yeah.
I'm pretty consistent at it. It's faster.
We got $5 in Child Market, so Cindy will be heading off to Lon Lon.
Now, if I were Krez, I would be, as soon as it goes dusk, I would save.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Save it, and then you could do Richard and Dompe Dig. Nothing here. Again, the Bigoron hint.
So we got 2 more hints and 1 more check. It may not pay off, but the information can always be good. First time Ocarina of Time Randomizer viewer, is there a number you say an average seed? For SGL, it's what, 2:15, 2 hours 15 minutes to 2.5 hours, somewhere in there.
2 to 2.5, maybe. It's
Yeah.
really seed dependent on what dungeons you end up having to do. We did get another interesting hint there. Spirit to Deku. 2 different paths leading us to the Deku tree. Maybe this Kakiri sword's buried deep in the seed.
Oh, but nothing in river. Krez didn't save, I don't believe. We'll see if he makes it in time. And river, chest, and water is a small key. I would say like the variance you can get in these seeds for top runners. I mean, hour 20. I've seen it either hour 15 on some crazy jets to like 3 hours. I would say it's about the biggest variance you get here. Ooh, bomb shoes and Lon.
Yeah, it's a good pickup. It's bomb shoes are not considered in logic here, but our runners aren't going to care that they just found some nice explosives.
And Cinny trying to do the little the trick with sticks where you hit it at the very tip of the stick and you don't actually use a stick when hitting the Skulltula. Resource management, it can be a big deal. We've obviously seen in like the top 64, ooh, Song of Storms. But we've seen like resources running out top 64 and costing a minute or two and costing the race, so. It's called Steel Stick. I didn't realize it had a name.
Yep.
Here's Krez doing Richard. We'll see if the timing is right for Dompe. And most likely Cindy's just going to safe quit here.
Ooh,
oh, bomb bag!
There it is.
That's huge.
Well, it's sort of like... It's better than Choose, but Choose still will...
We're getting our first look.
Be an okay substitute for now for Cine.
I'm getting him down.
A little interesting that Krez got those bombs and then didn't do bowling with the bomb bag while in market.
Away.
But it did get the Dompe dig time, which there's your Stone of Agony.
So for our medallions, I think they're updated now, but we have Spirit Water and Deku are our spiritual stones. And then it is
Jabu.
Fire Forest Shadow, so Jabu is our shadow medallion.
Yeah, so we already have the letter for Jabu.
Free. Yeah, DCs are free though, unfortunately. So
yeah, so nothing into Dongos, so you won't see our runners in there today.
It looks like Cinny with the bomb shoes is going to go straight into the well.
I don't know how I feel about this because you still have some song checks that could get you Lullaby first before doing this. Perhaps you could do Kakiri and Child SFM before coming here.
Yep, and then maybe you just have ZL on Sarius, and you get a full clear instead.
Instead of maybe doubling back when you see a big chest
yep.
Lullaby locked, but...
I think our child spawn's actually in market. I think Krez safe quit there.
A little unfortunate for Krez. But I mean, he can go do like the Redead Grotto here and then run up trail through Child Goron if he wants. Get some checks done.
And quite a bit of information at the same time too. Ooh, a big chest right away in bottom of the well.
Oh,
it's a strength. Now, Sydney will not be able to peek 2 of the checks in here, and will not be able to get 2 more, but can peek them. That are ZL locked.
Krez going back at Ult already. That's an interesting decision.
I don't believe Krez is checked. Oh no, I read him off of Krez's screen, I think.
They both checked what meds
They checked them, yeah.
So he knows that, Dodongos is It's Baron and Cindy trying to play the lullaby that you don't have yet.
That muscle memory. I think Krez is trying to follow the DMC path to.
But Krez also got the spirit path from River, right? So
could be one of those things where he's thinking one's a sling, one's the K sword, but generally with these double paths, it's something stupidly complicated.
Yeah, and like, so it could be, the song check too, which, you can't get to without hovers or hookshot or having Bolero already. So I think I would have just gone, Kakiri Forest and whatnot as child there.
I agree. I'm too much of a fan of songs. If you get warp songs, you save so much time over wandering around, walking. So, yeah, I don't agree with it. I definitely would have maybe, like you said, Redead Grotto.
Because you could do Child Goron too, right? And get like Hot Rodder and.
I mean, heck, you could have run. You could have just with the amount of time you had left wasn't too big. For daytime, you could have run to the grotto outside of Market, like
check the grotto and then daytime for Lon. Yeah,
that's probably what I would have done.
It looks like Cine got that strength. Pretty good grab from the well, but nothing else that we can see.
Yep, we didn't spot any big chests, so the only checks we don't know about are the dead hand in the well. Yep. Yeah. But that strength is big. We do need 2 for the seed guaranteed.
Well, yeah.
It may not play. It's not really opening any checks right now, but it definitely could. I'm actually surprised Krez wasn't just peeking that chest instead of blowing it up. There's all these small little time saves that add up over a long seed.
Yep, Cine's not quite in the right spot for the
grotto. Using 3 chews to do it.
That could be a problem for Cine if they end up using too many chews, because since they came at daytime, it could become awkward to get Richard at some point with no Sun Song. Maybe they'll be able to route in, going up trail here into like Child Woods and Kakiri Forest, and maybe get it to be nighttime. We'll see.
Yep, it looks like Cine's going to go up. One thing I disagree with Krez's, it's order of operations, right, and how you save time, and that's a big deal here. And so really having to climb back up to do maze, if you're going to go into DMC, you should do the maze first, and then you could just hop out and pull a bomb out right away to get not Hot Rodder, but the Rolling Goron, right? Or Link the Goron.
There's just some minor
and
speed
personally
ups.
Here, I wouldn't. I know it's a hint over here, and maybe that's
what
it's playing for.
Yeah, that's a good hint. Graveyard to Morpha now.
And what did we get there? Nothing yet, right?
We had the letter.
The letter, okay, that's correct. So it could be letter. Ooh, and there's iron
chickens.
Boots.
Chickens. No.
See, I personally would have done what Krez just did there and peeked the maze, and if there was nothing, I probably would have just left. But I would have missed the hint.
I think it's fast enough that you want the hint. You're still missing so many hints right now. That's good info to know graveyard. Yeah. But yeah, logical chickens required. Kind of gross. We'll hope Krez will eventually make it back to the well and do chickens with that.
And now we get our DMC path checks.
Yeah, but again, it could be the song, which, maybe it's like Requiem, to then go to the spirit path, and you can't get it. Ooh.
Scale.
All right, scale, though.
That gives us domain access.
Well, we had domain.
No, we don't.
Okay, we have river access. We don't have domain without lullaby. Huh.
Yeah. so that could let us turn in letter, which doesn't really do much since adult can't go to ice, and you can't really do Jabu.
Alright.
Cine just going up the river to probably turn in letter, and do domain even without scale, because we can do the chicken jump. It's not a big deal. So that was yours is dead.
Cine will also be able to get the frogs one. What storms here?
Oh, that's true. So better clear of river. I missed that hint on Krez's side.
Was it Skull? Yeah, Skull Mask was dead.
Yeah. I'm surprised Krez jumped. Oh wait, needing to get the scale on the wall. That's why. So personally, what I would do here is I would run out, to trail, and that way you don't have to climb back up. You just drop out of here. And you save the time of not climbing. It's faster to just run out, and then you do the grotto, and then you come out of the grotto, you do the hint, and then you can just jump down, get the item on the ledge, and just fall into the lava, and then you spawn at the trail entrance. Saves a little bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on which side you want to end up on.
Oh, Dalt fishing's a bow. Yeah, I mean, if you're planning to go to trail anyways. We do have a hinted bow now. One of the differences from season 6, if the last time you watched was the main tourney, season 6, which is, gosh, that's a half a year ago at this point, right? There are dual hints within this, so there are a bunch of locations around that give you 2 hints from the same area. So you can get a valley hint for the Child Valley in the Crate and Waterfall, fishing hints, or there's also the Adult Lake, the riding the bean hints. There's Child Spirit hints, things like that really, they're very useful hints.
Krez probably wants the hint here, huh?
Yep.
Knowing that Lost checks are dead, but yeah, it's a good hint. Pretty quick to get.
And I completely forgot to even think, like, we knew Skull Mask was dead. Just by Lost Woods being dead. Yeah.
Again, though, with Krez, they haven't been to Mido's house, so I'm kind of surprised they're going to the song check first. When maybe you get a hook shot in the Mido's.
Yeah, and then you could save some time here, or even peek into forest. I probably wouldn't with just a hook shot, but
you could always peek the first check or something. It's not a bad idea when you don't have Minuet.
Plus, you can grab a free skull right then too.
Also going to be interesting with that potential scale path if maybe Cine finds something in domain here that you only have access to currently from the scale.
Cine's getting the other fishing hint, so they both know it now. And Krez finding a shield. Team never buy a shield. I think Cine bought one. And we get our first look at the Sacred Forest Meadow hints. Bolero is on Burning Cack.
We're never getting Bolero.
Never getting Bolero. So co-op has hints, but they're all sometimes hints. And the always hints. They don't have path hints or foolish hints in co-op. Because I think it would be too easy. Was that Requiem in
the graveyard? Yeah, and we also just got Sun Song. So with the graveyard being path to Morpha, we know it could be that letter, but it could be now this Requiem or the Sungrave check.
Yep. But that also tells the runner, ooh, big chest behind the waterfall, lighting the torches here in domain.
Maybe a hook shot? Or hovers?
That would be useful for Cine.
Maybe Bolero check has the lullaby? Question mark.
It definitely could, and that would give you spirit access, which then gives you whatever path to Deku. And yeah, the big chest of Mitos.
That's another strength. Well,
So
we found two.
silvers. Requiem could be path.
Oh,
hook
it
shot.
is. Okay, so I'm betting Crater has lullaby, is my guess now.
Yeah, I think that's pretty sound.
They wanted you to go Crater, get that scale, come back to Child Domain, get a hook shot, and then go back and get the song.
Because ZL cannot be hinted directly.
And then that also will then get you Requiem in the graveyard, and we kind of have a nice little trail to follow, it seems.
And with Strength 2 and Requiem there and Bomb Shoes, you can actually do Child Spirit, and you can go in Adult Spirit too with that, especially with the hook to help out. With water, with Graveyard being path to Morphos or water, we could be looking at long shot in Spirit, or in Deku or something like that.
Yeah, but well, Star's right. Requiem isn't the actual path to water because it's separately hinted.
Oh, that's true.
So currently it's still letter or question mark Sungrave.
Yeah, that is actually really good info. So path items cannot be hinted in sometimes hints or always hints. You can't double hint an item and have it in a path hint. So we're saying ice has what we need, right? You get ZL, and you go to ice.
Cinny, you don't have a bow. Cinny.
Cinny, no.
This will give you money, but you already had a full wallet.
Maybe he didn't buy a shield, and he's looking to buy a shield right now?
He had a full wallet.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I was like, maybe you want the $50, but wait, no, you had it.
Hopefully there isn't something there.
Yeah, hopefully. So, for those in chat who might not be aware, the adult archery game there will give you $50 every time if you don't have a bow yet. It is only once you have a bow that you can do that game and get the actual item check. So, Cindy needs to go back with a bow for that later, potentially.
Goron Tunic.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd waste my time on a Goron Tunic with 6 hearts already. But...
Yeah, you're 6 hearts, and we have a bottle. Would you do it if it was the first one and not the second?
No.
No. I don't know. Because Cindy had full money, so that's a little bit weird. But we also just read the bow hint not too long ago, so having bow on the mind.
Yeah, maybe just having bow on the mind, having the hook shot that can get you the bow, but you don't have the bow yet. You have to go to the lake. Which actually kind of sucks in this, that we don't have a good way to the lake right now.
We still have not seen Child Sacred Forest Meadow, so whatever's on Saria's song yet. At this point, the runners are probably not going to go there for a while. Bottom of the well to Morpha.
Interesting. That was 1 strength so far, which would indicate at least 2 strengths so far, because we found the other one in Sphere 0.
Yep, if that is the go item there, we still have 2 checks.
Yeah, again, that's why it's kind of scary to have gone in there with no lullaby, and it could just be on dead hand. But it does really start to feel like we want to get to Spirit quickly, based on all the hints.
As fast as we can, yeah. And I think Cindy's in a better position to do that, as they will likely go to Kahiri Forest here.
Lens of Truth in the field, which we know treasure games. Dead item.
And we don't need crossing because Requiem is available. So that's
we're assuming it is. We don't know for sure, but
oh yeah. Well, we know it's. Well, we don't know where ZL is yet, but
yeah.
I have a hunch, like you do, that it's just here on Bolero. And one thing that Krez needs to go back and do is chickens. I have a feeling that's going to be a stickler for like half the people in this race.
Yeah, I mean, with Well Hinted, you're definitely going Child Kakariko. It's just a matter, are you taking the time to do chickens? I think with it, it's only 3 you need in these settings, so it's a lot.
You do 3 chickens, yeah.
Yeah. It used to be in other settings you had to get all 7 of them, which that was kind of a pain. That a lot of times people would skip.
Me included.
Child Spirit's dead, so that's even
hit.
That's even bigger for Cine. If they do get Lullaby here and then Requiem, it's straight to Adult Spirit almost.
Yeah, I mean, if you get Lullaby here, I believe Cine has the hint for.
Yeah, they just need to go to. They still just need to go to Child Kakiri to get the other strength they haven't gotten yet.
You can do it as adult though, so.
Yeah, so I mean they should.
If they route it, yeah. Ooh, 18 seconds though here.
And it's Epona. Oh, game. Are you making us cross the desert?
At this point, if you have strength 2, I guess you don't have ZL though. The one check could be behind ZL. What if ZL is just sitting on Child Sacred Forest Meadow, sitting on Saria's?
See, now I'm thinking it's in the desert though.
You think so?
Well, we also found the lens already, right? So we're almost.
Or Magic and Hovers away.
Or another hook.
Yeah.
Like we're almost in logic to just cross over to the Spirit Temple.
Well, let's look where it could be. It's most likely not AD. It's most likely not on
I mean,
OOT.
We could have.
It could be.
I mean, well, here's another thought. Maybe GTG or something has your hammer, and Fire Temple Forest Medallion has your Lullaby.
That's possible.
There's a couple awkward possibilities right now that these runners
we could be in for a ride.
Yeah.
It's just, we know it can't be an ice. It's very, very small chance to be on AD, so on OOT.
Yeah,
right?
likely between Spirit and Water, one of those will probably need Lullaby.
Yeah. Most likely Water there. And with Deku being locked by Spirit, So, yeah, it could be Fire though. That would be something for these runners.
Yeah, but so if I'm Cine here, I'm thinking, keep doing what they're doing, getting Kakiri and Adult Meadow checks. But then I'm thinking field into the lake for that bow that we know about, into GTG with the bow and silvers and all that.
Epona, yeah. You could full clear GTG besides for toilet. And Krez is still to go get the hook shot, having to go to domain. I think we're going to see that play here. Once they get a song check, I'll probably go from Lost Woods to K-Sword. Hovers.
Oh, well, that's another piece of the puzzle that Cine didn't get because of coming here as adult. Now we're just magic from Logical Desert Cross.
Yep. It definitely... ZL could just be sitting out at Colossus if we just find magic, right? So...
But
the interesting thing is we don't need Child Spirits. We don't need Requiem.
But see, here's the new thought. We got the scale to get the hook shot so far, but with the hovers, we don't really need the hook
GTG
shot.
to Twin
And
Robo.
yeah, there's okay. So,
So there's your mirror build.
well, that could be the magic.
It could be.
Magic, and then you cross.
Yeah. So the interesting thing here is we did not get a Jabu hint. So it either means that it's on the way on one of these, or because it could be like in Ganon's castle, something locked behind the 3 dungeons. It generates the stone hints first. So.
So I'm thinking it hinted the letter on the path of the other.
On the path of water, yeah. So it isn't. It won't just generate the 3 for the stones first. If the medallion is locked by one of those, right? Like, or it's on the path. So this isn't like Season 6 where it tries to make a hint for every dungeon. It's a little bit awkward and hard to figure out sometimes.
No, but I would say this is a fun one where it actually, pays to really be paying attention to the logic here right now. That Serenade, that's actually pretty useful.
So what chat's explaining, if you could get all 3 stones without logically getting ring or letter, then you get a Baronade hint. So that means that the items to the ring or letter, or the ring or letter themselves, are paths to our spiritual stones here. So, yeah, that was a good explanation by Shinnok and Zephyr.
All right, did we need scale for outside here? Doesn't look like it. Looks like a heart.
Another bottle.
Is it a bottle? No, it's a heart.
No, it's a heart. Never mind. Personally, I wouldn't have gotten that. I mean, 6 is enough, and you're gonna get a couple as you go, anyways.
But yeah, so now this will let Krez easily get over and get that hook shot, turn in the letter. So really, he just needs to go to the well after this.
100%. Yep. And Krez has Sun Song, so we'll actually get to see a Sun Song grave check at the same time.
And hopefully chickens.
And hopefully chickens. He's been playing pretty conservative. I would expect it.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't really been skipping anything.
Yeah, so now we have Cine and Forest, which I don't like as much now. I kind of liked it in the very early game before we had some of this knowledge and before we had silvers, but now that we have silvers and know where a bow is that we can go get.
And all these paths pointing us to go
to the desert and GTG, yeah, I don't really like being in here right now.
And if this was a required dungeon, I think it would be fine. It's still, I think it's worse off because you could have just gotten your bow in one enter, like, done it all at once.
Yeah, I would have just gone field, get the hints and items in field to get the bow in the lake to
go GTG. Yeah. Because you're getting pointed out there, and you're also pointed spirit, and you know that Child Spirit is dead, so there's a key.
And then you have a bow for Forest if you do want to come back to it.
Yep. So your worst case scenario, maybe this is what Cine's thinking, is the keys on the ZL lockjack, right? You've only got 2 there. I think the GTG, like you said, magic makes a lot of sense there. It could just be Mirror Shield, but
it could be both. It could be a lot of things.
Yeah, it could be a lot, yeah. Heck, there could be a long shot there, right? And then you can beat water.
Or water has a magic, crazily enough. You never know. But with all these items, you can do so much in GTG right now.
You do everything.
Did Cine see that hint, or was that only Krez?
I don't know. See which hint?
The GTG specific. No, the GTG specific.
Let's see if our note sheet actually marked where that was.
Shannock says yes, so okay.
That's what I thought.
Cine saw it first, okay. Just wanted to double check. Yeah, with that knowledge, I would be pushing the GTG before this.
I really disagree with Cine here doing Courtyard. Like
pay
the
out,
first
though.
2 checks was like, okay, but
This is like the big brain. I'm gonna make this play, and if it pays out, I beat everyone.
it is. But in with how short these seeds are, the your points fall off fast, right?
I'm not saying I would make this play right now, but
Yeah,
if it pays out, man,
because this
it's
is like a 4 or 5 minute like time sink right here for a maybe when you have paths that you can go do.
also Krez. That's not the well.
That's not the well, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Press, I don't believe, has the bottom of the well hint, though.
Still, like you have
Their tractor.
you have Nocturne and Suns, and they haven't like they didn't check the Sungrave either, right? So they're doing it as adults.
And they do have Path to Graveyard, so that's surprising.
Like, I guess maybe Krez thinks Bolero Check's gonna have Lullaby, but
So Krez has the Graveyard Path and the GTG Path. They have DMC, Spirit Temple, Graveyard, and GTG. They do not have the bottom of the well path.
even without the path,
It's such a check dance location that you go do it, right?
and there's nothing on this check, so letter Path to Morpha.
Yeah, letter Path to Morpha.
It's a little scary.
Which then tells us Fountain, Ice, or Jabu.
Which we know is pointing towards our long shot. Krez doesn't have the irons to note that much, but...
Okay. What if ZL locked in bottom of the well is the boomerang? And that would remove the Jabu path possibility right now.
Blech. It's gross.
It's
Cindy,
looking like that's the thing.
Cindy, where are you going? That's not... Get your bow.
Get your bow.
Help. I want to have a talk with both of these runners right now.
And Shinnok making a good point. Letter had to be path to one of the stones because otherwise it would have been hinted for the medallion.
Yeah, true.
So right now we're only missing one check in Death Mountain Crater. I guess in Krez is pushing that DMC path, going, what's the song over here, right?
Yeah, maybe they think or are hoping to get Lullaby, but...
I'm going to get the path hint here, the bottom of the well, and they're going to be hitting themselves, head on the desk, going, "Oh, I should have gone well."
Oops.
There it is. Yep, bottom of the well to Morpha. I honestly think it's probably going to be Boomerang on Dead Hand in there. Like it would fit really well with their current hints.
I mean, it could be in like Ice or something too, or
yeah. And then we're saying long shot in Ice or something like that, yeah. Or in Jabu, I mean.
Cindy getting the
bomb back,
yep.
yeah. Which is good. It feels bad. That's probably the only bomb bag available. That's not buried in the seed.
Krez with Eponas, they were probably hoping for Lullaby there, I gotta assume. Gonna get the bow though. It's really working out here that they got Serenade on Child side already.
Saves you a lot of time. Where are you going, Krez? Oh,
To get the bow. But I mean, the problem with Krez now is you're in this awkward. You have GTG path, well path. You don't know where the second strength is, but we know it's in the well, so we know that going GTG right now is potentially a disaster.
It means a double dip, yeah. Gosh, I wouldn't want to cross with just strength 1 either, unless I had magic to set Feora's. And we're gonna see 10 skulls on Sydney's side here.
Yeah, quick 10 skulls for Cine.
And a wallet.
All right, so our skulls just have all of the wallets.
Isn't that normal for Zelda games?
I'm playing vanilla.
Majora's Mask, anyone? All your wallets, the 3 skull houses, right? Apparently that's vanilla. I didn't realize 10 was vanilla. For the... Crest getting their bow, which is good. You can do a lot without strength 2 in GTG, but...
You can, and you might not need strength 2. But yeah, it's... This is more of just us on comms knowing strength 2 is available, and it is locking 4 checks in your training grounds.
Yeah, I mean... It's really about efficiency, right? Like how you go about routing these. Of course, you don't know there's a strength there, but you were Child earlier with Nocturne. At that point, with bombs and Nocturne, and I guess you didn't have Path, but you're cleaning up Child there. I would have done it.
Yeah, no, it's awkward from Cine again, like you said, with the pathing, the routes they're choosing. Like running back all this way for, one more Kakiri Forest check when they had done the rest as adult, but, you could have done this in that other child segment beforehand.
Yep. And Cine could have done this leaving Lon Lon, right? Like, or just preluding.
Fire arrows?
Yep, fire arrows. Nice. Except not.
Except
magic.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest areas that I've been working on improving for myself, and it's been really paying off, is efficiency in doing checks. Like how I route to go to things matters so much. Like it doesn't seem like it's a big time loss, but little bits here, little bits there add up.
It's adding up for both runners in the seed. I think it's being exacerbated by the fact that we don't have Minuet, we don't have Bolero. Our child spawn isn't in a good spot either to help us. So every time you're running back to Lost Woods, Crater, Forest area, that's a lot of time in the seed.
Yeah, it is good to see Krez going out here. I mean, I think with his knowledge of the seed so far, yes, we would have preferred to see him go bottom of the well because we know there's a strength there, right? And it would have been routed in better like we're talking about here, but you're adult, you're down at lake, got your bow. Yeah, going to Path GTG, that's what both runners I think need to do at this time. So it's good to see progression that way.
Field checks are definitely good here. Again, more hints, which maybe we'll get another interesting sometimes hander.
And Cine going to get
Serenade,
which will help.
Yeah, because this will again let them get that same bow in fishing quicker.
But it would have been nice to see this route Child 1 after Lon Lon and then play Nocturne. And do the route you did in Child there. As you could go Nocturne, bottom of the well, into going up river just like Cine did. And then you get your hook shot there, and then you go back adult, and then you're pretty much staying adult by that point with where the items are. So with the runners that we have in this race, I'm expecting someone did just that. And are on probably already in GTG would be my guess, or through it. Yeah, Cine clearing up markets. All the choices make sense, and I fully expect Cine will go adult and just play Serenade, and we're going to see him following Krez here.
Yeah, and there's pretty much no other choices for Cine.
Yeah, and Cine making your choice, going, I have enough health to do fire if I need to. Yep. It's not even potentially required. And by the look of the logic, by the look of the logic, unless we need it for the song.
Oh, we might. Like I said, it might be
And
hammer
you
up here.
might.
It might have been get your Epona, get your hammer, get your lullaby off forest medallion, long shot, and ice cavern, question mark?
It could be. Yep.
Like,
Could be, definitely.
or again, it could be magic's up here and the game is being a jerk and making us cross the desert to get lullaby in front of Spirit Temple. It's got to be one of those two, though, at this point.
So even though City looks like they're behind by like 5 minutes, with having Well done and having Irons and Strength 2 from Well, City's in a much better position here going to GTG.
Yeah, I would give Cine a bit of an advantage, not only because, like you said, GTG, you get the silver block check, but then depending on what happens in GTG, what you get or don't get, then you just cross the desert, right? And you can go into Spirit, which you know has a key on the adult side because you had the hint that child side doesn't have a key.
When you do that crossing, you're really hoping ZL's over there because that kind of guarantees you can do everything but the 2 mirror shield lock checks and ooh, big chest right away.
Here, is this it? Nope. We do have a full set of arrows.
Yeah, so definitely Cine is in the better spot of these two. And this is just slightly routing it.
Why are we as a child doing these checks?
Yeah, that's surprising, especially when you're going to, I guess, thinking...
What was that?
I couldn't see that.
I couldn't see it either.
It's too small.
Why didn't we do that as adult? We have iron boots.
Probably thinking I'm going to play Serenade and didn't want to leave it. But I think it's a little too thorough.
I mean, you do Serenade and then you just ride the whole field with Epona.
Yeah. I'm just like, I probably wouldn't go do it just because you have paths that are open right now.
I mean, I think it's worth checking that. With you have iron boots, you can get it if it's something, but it's... I think you just do it as adult with Epona, do the whole field loop.
Yeah, I agree, definitely as adult. Maybe... I think Sydney routed it in with the Bolda, right? Maybe that's
but again,
what they were thinking.
But you do the boulder and then you do Big Poe, right? With you have everything for Big Poe's check.
Yep.
Again, it's just like these small things that add up because you're not being efficient.
Right now, like if I were in their spot with these items, I'd be really pushing hard to GTG. Like they're being super thorough right now, which ends up killing a lot of time too.
Chris is there. We're looking. We haven't found anything. It's probably in that silver block room, and we're gonna be.
Or you need keys, and it's like center of the chest, center of the maze. I mean, so. Both runners now realizing that it is Rudo's letter path to Morpha. Sydney cleared out Sun Song there.
Yep. Still nothing in GTG.
I'm a big fan of checking the center as soon as I can.
So you know how many keys to pick up?
So you can stop picking up keys, because you actually use a lot of time picking up keys. And I think any peaks to the center of the maze from up here are just slower than doing it from down below.
I don't really like the peaks up here, but... I don't see anything in that maze.
Uh-oh. Well, there's still 2 more checks. One of them is logically hammer locked, but...
There's...
Oh, no, 3 more, plus the bomb.
Yeah, the bomb one.
Oh. Down 1 here. I haven't been counting keys.
Alright, bow for Cinny.
Cinny coming up here, we'll be able to actually see if it's in the silver locked room. Oh, there's one.
Is it right here? Oh,
boomerang!
Okay. So now we can beat Jabu.
That is interesting. That is Path to Spirit. So does that mean Mirror Shields and Jabu then? Or Magic? It could be Magic.
Yeah, maybe Magic's in Jabu then? Because we have the scale.
We saw the freestanding. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had scale to get a hook shot in domain to be able to loop around GTG here, get boomerang. So we could go back to Jabu.
Yeah.
And Jabu maybe has magic or mirror shield?
Magic to cross.
Or long shot? No, it wouldn't. Well, yeah, it could be long shot too, right?
No, you still need magic to cross.
You do, but like.
But magic could be in water.
Long shot could be part of your spirit path, depending on the spirit keys, right?
Yeah. Oh, right. With one being on the hand. Yeah.
So, there's still some ugly options. Or again, hammer, and then fire still leads us to lullaby.
So with that, it looks like probably Dead Hand might not have anything.
Probably not.
We still do have those 2 checks, so it could be something there. But I'm trying to think like, ooh, if? Oh no, we know River is a small key, so it can't be Song of Time for water.
Yeah. What about Song of Time for back in GTG for hammer?
You just like that hammer idea.
Let's listen, maybe. What I don't like is Krez now continuing.
Yeah, this feels
desert.
bad.
Like,
but I think they're thinking maybe ZL's out here.
Well, you have 50-50 that it is, right?
No.
It's this or it is from beating fire. So, yeah, I mean, I guess if it is this, you can then just get Requiem and
then you
so
come
it's
right
fine.
Back. I think 50-50 is good enough odds here.
I guess.
If I had Strength 2, I would 100%
Oh,
be
yeah,
doing this.
Yeah, if you have Strength 2, this is a no-brainer, go to it, but fingers crossed that this is the lullaby.
Because then you would know if it is ZL, and if it is, then you just go through Spirit as much as you can. If it's not, then you know you're ZL locked and you need to beat fire, which means you need hammer. So
and then you cry.
Yeah. But because you now know that Boomerang is Path to Spirit, hammer sitting in Jabu, right? So
it's something sitting in Jabu.
And heck, water can be beaten without.
Needs more money.
He needs more money. Oh no. It's your hearts.
No, we're not playing the bee shuffles. That was Cine hoping there was $20 in that beehive.
And not getting paid out. Yeah. I cannot see that.
No idea what that is at nighttime here.
You got Suns on Krez. Oh, Cine getting paid out from that beehive.
All right, lullaby, or
yeah, lullaby.
All right. So,
however, Krez can't do anything over here except the fairy. So
no, but I mean it's fine. That works out because now you can go child, get Requiem, go into the well, full clear the well, get your strength 2, come back.
And come back quickly at least. So that's the best case scenario.
That was Krez, absolutely the best case that it would be lullaby.
But this is a really good case for Cine, who's going to be able to clear a lot of spirit. And maybe you just pull K-Sword, right?
Yeah.
Because at this point, it looks like K-Sword could be there. But this is Randomizer. We do not have a slingshot. This could all be for a slingshot.
Please no.
Or it could be for a hammer to go back to Death Mountain Crater. Get your K-Sword.
in the ferry.
In the ferry, yeah. Yeah, we still have a path location open there.
It's nice that we can just sit here and contemplate all of these awful scenarios without having to be running it.
But hear me out. Mirror Shields sitting in toilet.
Maybe.
and you have to go
Song
beat
of Time and
fire
Ice.
to get Song of Time.
No, no,
to
it's
go to toilet to get Mirror Shield. I mean, yeah, what Shinnok is saying, even if Jabu is bait, right, nothing's in there, you have to beat it anyway, so it doesn't hurt you. So Krez going right there, this makes a lot of sense.
No, I mean, they have to do Jabu here, and then they have to do well, so
right.
A pretty straightforward path for Krez.
This is probably the best routing you can do for it. Go here, get this done, and then you just Nocturne from the exit. I guess you could have Serenaded from bottom of the well too, but what we are hoping to see is Krez continue to be thorough. They've been pretty thorough this seed, so and not skip chickens.
Yep.
Now it could be DLC, as Jax likes to say, but we don't know where Gold Scale is, so. Tektite was dead.
I feel like Cindy would have went back and grabbed it if it was actually useful.
Thought I saw a piece of heart in there, but could have been a slingshot. That's true.
That is true, but well, yeah, Cindy doesn't really need a slingshot for anything at all. If it was,
I'll go and open the bot and see if I can spot it.
Yeah, so Cine now in GTG will be able to do 4 extra checks with those silvers. See if you know.
But also dive into Spirit here, so.
Yeah, definitely also probably diving into Spirit.
It was a slingshot in Tektite.
Oh.
So that is actually good. That means that Spirit Temple holds the K-Sword or something to lead us to K-Sword. Because we could still go into Jabu here. Or well, it can't be Forest. Shadow or Fire are still open for shenanigans here, so. Oh, and City showing off the nice recoil there for the silver rupees.
But don't speak Shadow into existence.
Oh, I love Shadow Temple though. That is my favorite execution dungeon, but yeah, when you don't actually need to do it. As a runner, no thank you. As a commentator, yes please. Why can't Forest be anything? You can't have an item in Spirit Temple lead you to Forest because we have everything available.
Is there anything that could be in there?
Magic could be in there.
Yeah.
I mean, Dins could be in there as well, right? Or Hammer, things that open up other areas.
Yeah, there's still a few things that could be there. It's looking less and less likely, though, as we go on.
But that Spirit Temple path to Queen Goma cannot point you to Forest. The only other places it can point you to is inside Ganon's Castle with Strength 3, Shadow, and Fire.
Yeah.
It can't point you anywhere else.
Well, it could put you in water, right, if it's a long shot.
Yeah, that's true. It can't point you to anywhere else that you don't already want to go besides those places. Is I guess, yeah.
Looks like Krez is not getting punished at all here. Nothing in the back.
Yeah, Strength 2, I mean, long shot could be in the... Well, no, it can't. It can't. Because... Oh, well, the strength there, so it could be. But that would actually say that a third strength is available if it wasn't the strength in the well. Potentially. It doesn't have to. I don't know, it's weird.
Nothing top of Jabu here.
And we know Stingers is dead, so yeah. Strength 2 could be GTG, though. Did we see it on Sydney's side yet?
What, see what?
I'm guessing we saw the strength block room here.
Yeah, there was nothing in
Yeah,
it.
nothing. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it means that long shot is like, well, we have both wallets, so never mind. Yeah, long shot has to be.
Toilet. I didn't count the
Toilet's
keys.
available.
I didn't count the keys.
I didn't either.
But yeah, it seems like Baronade will have possibly magic.
Magic. It could be mirror shield, right?
I mean, I feel like it's magic just to cross at this point. And the seed was just a wacky go back and forth between Crater Domain and GTG to eventually cross the desert.
That's what it's feeling like for sure. But magic, I mean, forest is fully available. Magic could just be sitting in there. That would be a horrible place, but, you know, we've seen worse. Sydney's found 7 keys. I thought there was 1 inside the maze. I don't actually know. I thought it was 1 or 2. We'll see here in a second.
And Krez up to 9 skulls, so they could just get 1 more at the end of Jabu, and we'll have 10 for going into the well.
Toilet is an item. There are 2 keys in the maze, so...
Uh-oh. It's fine. There's no way it's anything, right?
Well, Krez is about to tell us, right? Because if Baronade is nothing, then that means Toilet is an item for Spirit, which could be magic, right? Magic Mirror Shield. Toilet isn't real.
Can't hurt us.
Well, we do have Ice Cavern available. You could just have Song of Time over there for Toilet.
No, I mean, we sort of have Ice Cavern available. We still don't have Logical Desert Crossing, but...
Right, we don't.
Right, like, we want to solve this get to Lullaby thing first. Figure out where this magic is.
Who cares about logic? Just get
the
find
second magic.
items.
Just get the second magic. It doesn't matter, right?
You know where the second magic always ends up, in Shadow.
Yeah, it's Shadow, so you better find the first one.
Oh, Krez going for the box skip.
And Cinny, like we said, just running out to the desert.
Alan.
Definitely makes sense having strength 2.
Yep, and we should see a spirit climb here. And Sydney's probably hoping to pull K-Sword here.
Yeah, you're hoping it's just a sword.
Yeah, you want to do both at this on the same child trip here. Because it could just be the sword, and then you have Longshot and Deku. It's a possibility here. So that would follow this whole path logic as well. So it could be as simple as that, which I'm guessing our runners are hoping for. But we're about to find out if anything's on Baronade, or if the item is in the toilet. That is the only thing Boomerang locks right now. Ooh, Boomerang going the wrong way.
Thanks, Boomerang.
At this point, there's a lot of random locations that magic could just be sitting. And does Baronade have our item?
Da, 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 da. Hey, it's magic. As expected.
And we're in logic now. Yay!
Yeah, so like we were saying, this seed was just this giant back and forth chain kind of between Crater, Domain, GTG, Jabu. Back and forth, back and forth. Now you have this full set of items to cross the desert and go get Lullaby.
And Cindy's going to be happy getting that ZL there. Now, we fully expect Krez to, after this fairy, just go bottom of the well.
Yep.
Oh, and we know Minuet is an ice. So we do not need to do ice.
Well,
for the song.
For the song, yeah. But then again, like, we had letter path to Morpha. So again, that could just be letter to get in to get the magic, to cross to get Lullaby.
Yep.
Like every path is just getting Lullaby at this point.
It could also be Spirit Key logic, right? For whatever items in Spirit.
Yeah.
Just for Lullaby, because you most likely need to beat it for water, though, is probably the most likely.
Yep.
So yeah, multiple slingshots are available. Yeah, magic is confirmed for Wasteland Crossing. Well, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because of the water path.
It's confirmed. Which means there's no, like, easy magic in Forest or anywhere. And the Lullaby is removed from the hint pool. It can't be hinted directly. But this seed didn't hint it directly. It hinted it very indirectly. It hinted you all of the items needed to
Cine
eventually get
going
there.
to Jabu.
Why not just be in Adult Spirit and hope to get the sword first?
Here's the... Oh, yeah, I probably would have. Especially with Requiem. Probably thinking, oh, I want to make one trip into Spirit. But
Maybe.
This gives you another age change. So it's trade-offs, right? How much time does it take to climb up Spirit again versus the age changes you have here? Because you have 2 age changes to do this, so...
Yeah, I get that you're probably, thinking about the logic and thinking like, oh, this is going to lead to the magic to cross, and then you'll have magic in Spirit. But
either that, or you're thinking it could be Mirror Shield, right, or both, or...
Yeah, maybe the Mirror Shield's in here, and then you have it for the first time, but like... it's like... I could go either way on this. You could have just went into Adult side hoping for the K-Sword.
Yeah, I think because you took the time to cross, I would go in, especially since you know where Requiem is. You can always go get that later, and you're fine, even without magic. I don't know what Cine's doing. Oh, checking bottom of the well.
No, you do Jabu first.
Yeah, I don't agree with this cleanup, especially since it could just be, it could just be long shot in Spirit to then go get K-Sword and water, right? Or both items are in Spirit. We've seen Spirit hold a ton of things.
That's not even back in the well, though. Where are we?
Oh, it's not. What are we?
What?
Climbing? He doesn't have the scale. No scale.
Oh, he never got it in Crater.
Oh, man.
Wait, why not?
Why not?
Just forgot to pick it up, I guess?
I guess.
That's a big time loss.
I mean, it's decisions like that eat time. Like, if you know you knew you were going to Jabu, you pick it up. Like, it saves you so much time. I guess you didn't have Serenade at the time, but even then, like...
Even then, it's...
running to, like, Lost Woods and doing it, right? I don't know. Going upriver is the slowest way you can go, so...
Well, especially when you already ran upriver once.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just a little bit unfortunate with the routing and not picking up an item.
Yep, and it just shows how much time Linnell I don't want to call them mistakes. I think they are, but just I guess decisions matter here and how you go about piecing them together. Like piecing how you go from one part of the seed to the next. I mean, one thing to note is Krez still has not done chickens, and it is far less likely for someone to do chickens after well. Yeah.
This is the problem that I was worried about for Krez is like, if you go to the well super early, you don't have much, so you're probably just gonna check chickens while you're there at first. But if you go to it late, you already have a lot of other things, and you're thinking, I have a lot of other things I can go do that aren't chickens.
Right.
And this was actually a big chest under the ZL.
Ooh, and we missed it. I peek it when jumping.
It's milk.
Milk.
Didn't need it.
Strength 2 opens up a lot, but the chickens is pretty much required. I mean, we don't know it yet, right? But we also don't know where gold scale is, so...
Yeah, no, I mean, this is just unfortunate, like I said, if you go do this stuff really early, you're way more likely to do the chickens check. There's another big chest in here. That's the long shot. Oh, no!
That's what I'm saying. So Cinny actually has to go back to bottom of the well. So it is just K-Sword or Hammer or Dins inside of Spirit.
The payout for not coming here before having Lullaby. Only now one trip into the well. That could trip up a lot of our runners in this race if you come here.
100%, yes.
Oh, that's gross. And then, like, especially if you get maybe Strength 3 in Spirit and you're like, okay, well, Strength 2 was my path in the well. Clearly, right? But it's not.
Always clear your paths. That's
that's gross. I hate it.
Yeah, that is gross.
I'm glad I'm not playing this.
Hey, and I did predict. I did call that out.
You did call that one.
Yeah. I wouldn't be clearing, like, in Cindy's position. I probably would be in Cindy's position where I didn't go with ZL, right? It makes way too much sense to go earlier before ZL, before crossing. I wouldn't be going back until after I've dipped through Spirit, and then you likely find K-Sword, and then I would be doing Deku first. And then I probably wouldn't be looking to go back to that until after Deku. And with Deku, I'd be clearing Child Goron City because you have 2 checks now that you can do with Dance Dad and the pot. So I'd be doing a lot of extra cleanup looking for a random item. Yeah, K-Sword cannot be in Ganon's castle, so it's very, very likely a K-Sword is just sitting in Spirit, but there's still opportunities for some entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, it could still be like Din's Fire for it being in Shadow or something, but...
Or Hammer, yeah.
This is kind of painful to watch right now because... I don't blame Krez for not doing chickens at this point of the seed, but we know it's...
I think it's still a mistake because when are you going to want to go back there as Child?
Well,
There's
that's the thing.
You're just chickens.
Well, that's the thing. You just say, I'm not doing this check ever. And I think that's a fine thing to say at a seed like this at this point.
Yeah.
I think it's fine to say, I'm just orphaning this slow, silly check.
3 chickens isn't slow, though.
I mean, we know it's unfortunate here. But,
yeah.
And
if it was 7 chickens, I wouldn't be doing it.
And this is Krez doing Child side because the only hint we saw for this was in Medigoron, which was a pretty awkward spot.
And because you're already Child, it's fine if you didn't have the hint. Like,
it makes first. Yeah, you definitely do this without the hint.
Yeah, this is not a. It's a you do it because you don't have the knowledge.
So yeah, Krez really needs to get bailed out by Gold Scale. And then the unfortunate thing for Cinny is, are you going back to the well that you only, skipped a couple checks in? I think maybe, because we saw... I think maybe Cinny will get saved by that big chest that was under the water.
Yeah.
Because Cinny... like you know there's a big chest there instead of if that was
And
a
you know
small
it's
chest.
path.
Yeah, if that was a small chest, you're like, I'm not going back. But now you're like, there is
You
a
know
chest
one's there, yeah. I still think you go through spirit first. Like 100%.
I don't know at this point because you're already child.
Yeah.
Like I agree that we should have done adult spirit before
When you first went there, yeah.
But now that we're child and we know there's a big chest right in the well, I think you go for it because it's fast enough.
The difficulty is, do you remember that? Because Cindy
Well,
did that an hour ago,
sure.
right? So
hopefully you said, "Oh, big chest, ding ding ding." Remember this.
Yep. So where's Mir? Mir could be actually anywhere.
Yeah.
What all that we know about spirit has already been solved. So Mir could just be in spirit, right? Magic to cross to get to spirit and it's just in there, right? It could be. It could also just be in forest or fire or shadow or ice or fountain. There's no restriction, unfortunately.
Yeah, the only other like good info we have, I guess, at this point is we know nothing is in Ganon's because we have our 2 medallions done and we have lights. Yeah, so if we do find gold gauntlets, we also had outside hinted dead, so they're full on useless this time around.
That tells you a lot about the seed. It would actually be better for Cinny to find those, because then you know it couldn't be path. So you would know, that would point you again back to bottom of the well. You'd go, wait a minute. As long as it wasn't a strength 2 lock strength. Yeah, that DMC scale locked a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and we blew by our 1 hour shoutouts here.
Oh.
we've had a lot of entertainment going on, so we apologize. But yeah, you want to take it away, Engel?
Well, I mean, first of all, a shout out to the runners, Cinny and Krez, making this a very fun one to watch. So please check out their streams. Got Majarkin here on commentary with me. We got Baseball and Shinnok doing the tracking. Star, Miraba, like, just doing all the behind the scenes.
So there's plenty more, and all the SGL people who set up the streams for us. So
yeah, everybody behind the scenes at SGL.
Yeah, this is a fun one. This has been interesting. Like, some of these seeds are just super straightforward and like they just play themselves, but this one actually makes you think a little bit.
But yeah, and thanks everyone for hanging out tonight, watching this with us. Yeah, this has been a very fun one.
Ray is behind the scene. Yep, she's in her donut bed. We got Donut Dog in her donut bed. Yes, finally, adult spirit. I've been killing for this for like 40 minutes.
What's in here? We need to know.
Yeah. Don't worry, there'll be more Donut Dog with hopefully the top 32.
So we do have fire arrows, so everything's in logic except for the mirror checks we can't do yet.
And we are fire locked. Oh, even more magic locked in here.
Yep.
Personally here, I actually set Feoras. Let's see if Krez does it. Yep.
Yep.
Because it saves you a lot of time getting out of the next fire locked room. So you'll do child climb here, and then you'll push the statue and go do the other fire locked, and it saves you a ton of time. Yeah.
Do the sunblock room, and then not have to push the awful sunblock painfully slow out of there.
And then long shot really helps you out. Ooh, there we go, big chest.
What do we got?
Well, we know we're only looking for K-Sword, so...
But what if it's hammer?
But what if?
Oh,
it's Mirror Shield.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
normal.
Well, we're still waiting for a path to Deku, which
I forgot we were looking for mirror too. Yeah.
We might be just about done if the sword is in here then.
Because we know we don't need Song of Time. Because River's dead.
Yeah, water's beatable, at least for Cinny. If Cinny gets the long shot. Ah.
Yeah, we might be in no mode, but it might be a while for Krez to go back and do chickens.
And Cinny to get the...
And to get the long shot for Cinny, yeah.
But yeah, if K-Sword's in here, that's going to be no mode for the stream.
Yeah. This shows the strength. Oh, 2 keys locked, though.
2 by fire, but we don't care.
Yeah. But if you were to make this trip in there as adult before going Jabu...
Hey, just do bow flips.
Yeah, bow flips.
But you don't have the bay roars, I guess.
That's a time save. I mean, you save more time doing one trip than you do with that Feora's, so...
Yeah, because if you do just get the K-Sword on top of having the shield now, we'd just be done with this, go back child to... Yeah.
One less child age change. So.
Cindy going to the well. They remembered that big chest.
Let's go.
Because like I really think
them playing ZL.
I think that big chest is like the savior here for like a lot of people probably in this race.
Oh, another one. This is mirror shield lock.
Sword? Are we done? Hammer! Uh-oh.
There you go. And we're running out of checks quickly here in Spirit as well, so it could be Hammer path to Deku. So is it in fire or is it in the fairy?
Crater.
Fairy?
Krez, pull out your lens. You can just peek these.
Yeah. It's about 4 seconds to check. You do save a little bit of time doing lens.
Right, Cindy getting the bottle, being like, "Oh man, I remembered this chest. It's nothing." But then they're gonna
wasting so much time.
Yeah, they're gonna get the payout in here.
Was it on Dead Hand or was it on the Invisible? Trying to remember.
I think it's.
So my question would be, would you bail, like immediately?
Oh, it is invisible. Yeah. The dead end's a key.
Long shot lock, big chest.
That's not long shot lock.
Oh, it's not long shot lock. Never mind. Not K-Sword. Thank you.
Also,
let's go.
Yeah, just double defense. And Cinny, yeah, maybe. I don't know if Cindy's remembering the key layout or not, or just saying I'm out.
we do have 2 more mirror shield lock checks, but mirror shield wouldn't have to be path to Deku because the hammer's in here.
Yeah, we have 3 checks in total left.
Yep.
And if not, then the hammer's path.
Oh, and the one up above is hammer locked. Logically.
Is it?
It is. Yeah, you have to. It's both bow and hammer. You have to hammer away to hit a switch, or like there's an ice switch you have to shoot. Logically, not. I think you can shoot it without hitting it, but of course everyone just does the damage flip.
Well, regardless, that's dead.
I could swear that one was hammer and bow locked. I thought.
I feel like it's not, but I feel like it's bow locked is what it is.
Maybe I'm just thinking of GTG. Yeah, that's probably it. That one's hammer and bow locked for sure. Oh, mirror shield locked.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Do it. Dins.
Big Poe.
Oh. Hey,
now that's not it though, because we could just get the Big Poe with Epona and one of the other bottles.
That's true.
So there's no reason to turn that in.
Yeah, no reason. But what? No, there's no reason. So the worst the seed could get is
the song after beating fire song time, and then it's toilet.
Then toilet for Dins.
No.
For on bongo.
Unless gold scale on big pose, maybe chat, maybe. that would save Krez.
Yeah. We're seeing water here. We know Kaysor can't be in water.
Yeah, this is just beat this dungeon and leave. Oh, what do you have water? Don't be the scale.
And he doesn't know it, but yeah, don't beat the scale.
Don't be
for
gold
Krez's
scale.
sake.
Oh,
Bomb
it's bomb
bag. Oh, and we do not have Bolero, so we get a nice walk out to Crater.
Yeah, we don't have Bolero or Minuet. It's not great. Yeah, Cine doesn't have Mirror yet. Could be in here for what they're thinking.
Yeah, from their point of view, it could be.
But
What would
regardless,
you do if you just had a boss key, like either here on the cracked wall or up
You're leaving.
above? There it is.
it's yeah, you take that and you leave.
Yeah. In fact, I even just. Oh wait, he set up Fiora's, but I would just use a bomb shoot and go down and do it.
Yeah,
With the Iron Brutes. Just be done with this place.
definitely. If Cine still has choose, I'm not sure if they use them all or.
They may have.
But either way, I think you just take it, leave, and then go to your spirit temple.
And we're about to see if it is the hammer path to Decutry here. This is the last check in spirit. And if it is, it's not the mirror shield, so it would be the hammer. Now, where would you go first if this was Dins? If you had Dins and hammer. Shadow, right?
Crater Fairy, honestly. I think you do Crater Fairy first because it's still the path.
Crater. Oh yeah, it is.
Like we got the scale and the opponent, obviously, but I full clear your path area, right?
And interestingly, both of those are path items. So
yeah.
yeah, I think there's a lot of items and locations that are going to trip people up. Like you might get some of them, but to get all of these in a good route, like I think it's very unlikely, considering like especially where that long shot is, where irons are.
I mean, like I said, I think what will end up probably saving a lot of the runners in this race, like Cine did, was that underwater chest in the well being big, so you could see it and know you had a chest that you couldn't get.
Yeah, and we didn't catch that on our first watch through with Cine. I couldn't see when he jumped over it. So,
but yeah, I think that's like just the saving grace for any runner in this race who jumped ahead and got an early well done.
Yep.
And
That definitely drive me back. So very good, quick Morpho from Cine.
Yep.
Dance!
But Jarkin, why did you say it? Oh no.
No. So we either have Dins or Hammer.
It's Dins or Hammer, and you don't know.
And if it is Dins, it's technically mirror to Dins.
I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, but
yeah.
I mean, it was mirror to Hammer too, right? So it's like fully just it mirror locked the Hammer check.
Oh, it did. So yeah. So
it's literally just that was the last thing anyone wanted to see here. Well, other than people rooting for Chaos.
And you know, I was rooting for Chaos, but this is the hardest decision, and it looks like Krez is going to go clear the path, like you said. It makes sense.
This is a really tough decision. Though. Yeah, because so to break it down for people in chat, like Shadow Temple is your best density option here of the things that are potentially path. You know it's either the Hammer or the Dins that's going to lead you to the K-Sword. You don't know which. Shadow has more checks. But,
what are you doing, Krez? You know,
yeah,
it can't be
well, he doesn't have irons.
Oh, doesn't have irons. Okay.
You know, there's. Fortunately, this is the wrong Kakariko check for irons, but.
Yeah, clearing it out, it makes sense. Like you're looking for 2 items still.
But yeah, so you know, Shadow on the other side is very long. It's like 14 minutes. If it's the wrong choice, you waste 14 minutes. It could just be sitting in the Crater Fairy.
Yep.
Or and then it could just be somewhere in Fire Simple,
Here's
which
the thing: it can't be Wasteland, so it can't be just fire locked, right?
right.
Because we have fire arrows.
We had
but
fire arrows, yep.
because we got both of those items, we're gonna see a big split in finish times here. Like you're saying, it takes 14 minutes. Fire, though, if you have to climb all the way to the top,
I mean, that's another like 10 plus minutes to check all of that.
Plus
the running here.
Yeah, 2 or 3 to run up there, right? So
this is why I think a lot of runners would probably choose to just go into Shadow, because you're not having to run all this way.
Yep.
Alternatively, you could do this run, check the fairy, dip the beginning, like the 2 hammer checks at the beginning of Fire, drop the Pharaohs, and then go Shadow and like split the difference. It's a tough call.
I'm not a fan of it because I'd rather use Pharaohs and Shadow to save a little bit of time.
You're not saving that much with the Pharaohs and Shadow.
Yeah.
I think it's...
But you're losing a lot more by climbing up there, setting Feoras, and then having to Nocturne again because it's double Nocturne play. So you're losing like
it's
a minute and a half. Plus, you can save another 30 seconds in Shadow. Maybe not that much, 20. Yeah. I get Krez's idea, though. Like, neither choice is wrong. Right?
No, I mean, and again, Crater was directly path to Goma. So while we did get other things here that led us on that path, it could just be this check. And it's not. Well, it's Fire or Shadow.
With 2 useful items here, it was very unlikely, but it is path. And look at bottom of the well, right?
Yeah, you had to go back.
So, I think the choice is fine. Like, I personally would do Shadow because of its check density, compared to coming up here to Fire.
Yeah, it's slightly better
I would say
density.
completions is about the same because of the run up here, right? About 13 minutes for each. Oh, it depends how short Fire is or where the item is, right?
Yep.
Shadow does have a lot of quick early items. Like, you could have gone halfway through Shadow to where you were at the pot room and set Pharaohs there, but that would waste more time.
No, I hate that one. I really don't want. I really wouldn't do that one.
Yeah, you finish it.
The worst part too is like we don't have any sometimes hints for like the Scarecrow and Fire or the top of Fire or like the pot and Shadow or something that might, influence us if we had seen 2 dead things in Fire, right?
Oh yeah, so there's less checks. You go, all this time, or
we
if
didn't
you
get
see,
any
like,
info
Bosky,
here.
Yeah, if you see Bosky on the hammer check, you go, well.
And then again, going back to another thing we said earlier, what if it's Song of Time in Toilet?
Ooh, yeah.
Like, Fire gets you a song. Or, actually, we don't know if it gets you a song. It could get you an item.
It could get you an item.
It could get you the sword.
Yeah, it could. All we know is Minuet is an ice. So.
Yeah, and we know Bolero's on burning. So between this and the stones are the item, and
it's a 50-50 for an item. Yeah.
Or Song of Time, which leads to an item. That's gross.
Hey, I had a practice race where Hammer was on Prelude for...
Yeah, we've had those.
Yep. So, it wouldn't be the first time we had a key item on a song location here, so... And that is Cinny getting their Mirror Shield.
And you have to feel for our runners here. Again, like, Krez has done 2 races, so he's, like... obviously really hoping to get a decent score in the 3rd one here and not have to play a full 5 set.
I think if Krez is still in like the upper 70s, I think they're still in.
He should be okay, I would think. Here, he's been playing decently enough on the seed.
It's an 87 and an 84, so those are
pretty
good.
This is the point where like you've played 2 and are on the 3rd, and you're like, game, please just give me like the last item. Let me out of this. Don't make me like pick the wrong thing.
And you also don't want to be like seat 32, 31, 30 playing, Icola or yourself, Angle, currently in second, or, Sponge and What the Hell are still going.
I might not be in second for long.
Probably not. You got other people coming, but you're going to be top there, right? But, Exodus is playing in this.
Yeah, just Sam's just doing one now. It's
Sam, Exodus, Sponge, What the Hell.
This is a stacked race.
Yeah, so... Well, Sponge is in this one, but, when you're thinking about bracket, which Krez is definitely on the cusp of being there, right?
Yeah, you don't want to be playing one of those guys in round one.
You really want to be somewhere in the middle. I mean, as high as you can, preferably, right? But if you're on the lower end, which is kind of where I'm sitting, I think I'm like 12th or 14th right now, with about 10 people to jump me. 24th is fine. I'm going to go up against someone who's not too far above me, so that's kind of what you're hoping for. So a good finish here for Krez would kind of probably put him 4 or 5 spots above me if he gets a 90 score here. So that would be a really good position.
Yeah. Shannock pointing out 2 small keys from the hammer loop, so like everything in fire now is hammer locked. So could be here. Could still be just sitting in shadow.
And climbing we go. And the more checks you find dead in here, the worse you gotta feel about climbing. Because 3 dead checks.
Now everything's fire.
Oh no, 2 dead checks. Sorry, I can't count.
But who knows? Maybe Krez will not get the sword in here, but maybe there will be a consolation gold scale.
That would really pay out for Krez if it is not in here. The best thing that can happen to him is both are in here, or the gold scale's in Deku or something like that. So you find K sword and you go to Deku and get your gold scale and get lucked out there. There's the boss key.
That's not great.
This is gonna be funny though if it is Song of Time for Toilet.
Or if it's Song of Time, or not Song of Time, but if it's just the item, song check is actually the item.
That would be great too. Good stream value. If it's just sitting in shadow.
If it's the first check of shadow, that's gonna be unfortunate. But
we do know we don't need to go into forest though this scene. So. And we do not need to go into ice either. So both of those areas are dead.
Yeah, forest full dead. That's again why we both didn't really like the early forest play.
I think, like you said, like if there was a hook shot in Midos, right? You go Midos first, and then you do the first 2 checks there.
Yeah, but then like we had the bow knowledge, and it was like, but we don't go in there without the bow.
Yeah. And especially when it's not likely to be a required. I don't think we had Burning Catkin at that time, but it's like, it's a very rare case you have to do it. And if you eventually find a path...
Fire, come on. Save us.
Well, that means the bow check is a key here, so...
Yeah, it has to be a small key.
So let's count our keys then, because we know there's a small key in the upper maze. So that gets us up there. So there's 2 more small keys with Volvagia.
Do you fight the dragon first, or do you keep going here?
You keep going. You could set Feoras and everything, but why? That wastes time.
But what if?
But what if it's Hammer Chest? And you don't have to kill the dragon. And Krez has the tunic, so shouldn't have an issue, but both you and I probably wouldn't have the tunic, and
everybody has plenty of hearts at this point.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, like for chat, not knowing about fire, logically, being up here, the game wants you to have the tunic, either from finding the tunic or finding a wallet to buy the tunic. But pretty much any runner in this tournament can get through fire on like 5, or like it depends on if you have a bottle, right? Like if they all have bottles, so you can even kind of do 4 in a bottle.
Yeah, 4 gets a little bit rough when
A
doing the
rough,
climb
but-
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but we have bottles to get fairies to just reset our timer. So
5 full. If you're full health with 5 on Volvagia, you can do it without a fairy.
Yep.
The climb is just hard at 4 hearts.
Yep. Oh, Krez going for the fight.
Nice. Although the last weekly I played, I got a Duke Bongo without a shield, which was fun. And Cine cleaning up Spirit here. Now, Cine does have the advantage of having water completed here, which is something that Krez will have to do, but we also know Water Temple is very quick. Especially with Serenade, you can get that done quickly.
Yeah, it's just a matter of Krez getting
Entering
the irons or scale to enter it. Yeah, Cine gonna beat Twin Rova and probably be pretty unhappy about the item. That's gonna be an interesting interview point if we get to interview both of these.
Yep. And at this point, the key to these qualifiers, you do not want to forfeit. Even if you get a really bad score, Krez's scores might be enough with a low 70. Last year the cutoff was 74 for top 32. So, and Krez is already way above that. So, and he's a caliber of runner who can, full clear the seed and still get a really good, not a good time, but a good time for full clearing. Star, do we know if we have any drops already?
I don't think we have any yet.
Don't have any. Probably haven't even asked yet.
Because we still have a few.
One drop. Oh, that's why Cola. And yeah, it's highlighted.
Oh, dang. Cole is always a fun player to watch and play against. But yeah, still a few qualifiers left to go too, so a lot can change. More people could join in, or have some good runs and shake up that top 32.
Yeah, I'm excited. My whole goal this season was just to qualify. I didn't play last year, but I played the year before. But the year before was free. You just played and you qualified. So, yeah, I'm excited. I've been trying to improve.
Krez, where are you?
Where are you going, Krez?
Warp?
Just go to Shadow.
What are we checking? Well, not Shadow, but the Temple of Time.
Oh yeah, Temple of Time.
You just got the med, right?
But it's also you're leaving top of fire too, like City seeing the dins there.
Checking the fairy because we're still concerned about irons, I guess.
I guess so. This seems like not the right time to do it. I guess it's out of the way, but
Cine, what are you gonna do, Cine?
I'd be interested.
You gotta pick
here.
one.
I would have picked Shadow. What would you have done, Engel?
I think I would have done what I said, was check the fairy, check the 2 at the bottom, drop the Pharaohs, and go Shadow.
Okay.
Just be upset about it.
If it was deeper in fire, yeah.
Yeah, this is straight Shadow, which, like, again, makes sense since you don't have Bolero to get to fire quickly. Get to this
There's
faster.
Song of Time. Oh, you going to GTG?
Oh, no.
The toilet? We get a toilet?
Oh, no. We're going for the full meme here.
A sub 2-hour toilet? Let's go.
Or are we just... No, we're just going back into fire with Pharaohs.
Okay, with Pharaohs. Okay. Ruined the fun. Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah, Chris can't even do the
can't even
toilet.
do toilet. That's right.
Oh, no.
we're talking this whole time about. I just saw Song of Time and I saw Requiem. I'm like, toilet, yeah.
I mean, it could be that Cinny could get to it eventually.
And Cinny chose Shadow.
Yeah.
So
again,
we're gonna find it here soon.
Yeah.
But what if it is toilet? Because now we know it can be.
It's probably just like
It's gonna
most
be the
of the way
falling
into Shadow.
spike room.
Yeah, or
falling
like
spike room. Yeah.
I'm gonna say the room before the boat.
Okay. Yeah. Or it's Bongo, right? Or the manager has it, right? The classics.
Or
fire. I don't do this hookshot way.
It's good if you're good at hookshotting that.
I'm not.
I'm not. Is this it?
No.
Another bow. Oh, that's a feels bad.
I forgot to look what was on Volvaggio. Was it a key?
It was a junk item, I think.
Junk item. Okay, so we are down to two keys and 3 checks. Because we know the upper mace has a small key and Krez did not grab it. So Krez has to go back, yeah.
But we have one more item, right?
One more item in the 3 checks.
Yeah. So
it's looking
Shadow.
like it's in Shadow, yeah. Which means Cinny is definitely in the lead, but we don't know it's there yet. Still a chance that it's sitting in the hammer chest. So irons are on chickens. The seed, or it's comedy. It could be toilet still. Statistically, I think it's way likelier to be inside of Shadow, though. Considering the number of checks we have there. But once you pick this dungeon, you kind of just have to commit to it, so...
Yeah, I mean, you're in... Whichever dungeon you picked, you're just full clearing, I think.
Yep.
And, I mean, if it's wrong, it's wrong. You make your guess, and Rando gonna rando you.
Rando gonna rando.
And... still need that one last item.
Yep, so for anyone joining, we're looking for K-Sword. Well, we've had a wonderful journey to get over to either Fire or Shadow here for K-Sword. So what do we have here? We had bombs on Richard.
It's not in Fire.
It's not in Fire.
So Shadow or somehow Toilet.
Yep, Shadow or Toilet.
So, probably Shadow.
Yeah, probably Shadow. Our logic this seed was bombs on Richard for the scale in Death Mountain Crater on the wall for what was
Hookshot in domain. Hookshot in domain. You also had hovers in the Kakiri Forest, so with either that or Hookshot, you could get Epona and Crater.
Yeah.
There's some bomb chews.
With bow on adult fishing. And what boomerang was GTG, which was Path to Spirit.
And it was Hookshot locked in there.
Yep, Hookshot locked. You could go all the way around with a Hookshot to get boomerang. Bruto's letter was Dompy Race and Graveyard, and that was Path to Morpha. And then that let us go beat Jabu.
To get magic on Baron, which let us cross the desert.
To get ZL.
Which let us go back to the well and get Longshot.
Yeah, back to the well to get Longshot.
What a mess.
Solely saying it's technically correct to always leave Fire to go to Shadow at any point. Ooh, did I call it? Nope.
Well,
There's the magic.
Well, you did call the second magic being in here.
I mean, it's like
Oh.
80% of the time. Oh, it could still be in here. Nope.
This is the classic Shadow Temple giving you like 5 big chests before it hands you the actual item.
It's, you know, bongo, right? Yeah, but there's our magic lock magic, which makes sense because we had a path magic, so it kind of had to be. It didn't have to be so logically magic, like so straightforwardly magic locked, you know, being in shadow. It could have been in like spirit or something, which was magic to cross, right? But Prez following up in shadow here, but unless we see a gold scale on Cindy's side, going to still be struggling to be able to beat water here. So
yeah, Krez, that's pretty unfortunate. Because they still have so many other checks that they can look at that's not chickens right now.
that are way more check dense. That's what I was saying. Like, when are you ever going to go child again? Like, 3 chickens, you just do it. But
I mean, maybe it's like if other people start finishing, like if the K-Sword's in here and like, you know, Cine gets it and like, you know, there's his finish and other people, then you're like, oh, well, the irons can't be like, yeah, the irons can't be somewhere crazy.
That's a good point.
But Cine yet to find anything in here. Come on, Shadow.
I'm gonna quickly step away to get a little bit more water.
So we want to have like 2 more small keys in here and like 5 more items. And that's another key. So 1 small key left. Hoping to not have to get on that long boat ride here. Oh, was it this room before the boat? It is! I called it. Got him. So, there we have it. That crazy path was the Dins on Twinrova to go most of the way into Shadow Temple just for your K-Sword. Go mode for Cine.
Oh, and I see I came back to seeing go mode for Cine.
Yup, I called it. It was the room before the boat.
Classic.
But
luckily
we didn't.
for the. Go ahead.
I was gonna say what we did not see was any other scale along that way.
Yeah. That's unfortunate for Krez here. That's going to hurt him time-wise. It's really hard to go back for the chickens check. I don't know if you do back a shadow as Krez. Maybe you set Fiora's and you just hope it's in Deku and maybe clear Deku.
It's awkward, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is also awkward for Cine again. No minuet or a good save quit spot. Just have to run all the way to Deku.
Yep. It's not as bad here because, you know, everyone has to do this, right?
Yeah, everyone's doing it, sure, but you're like, come on.
Yeah, and if anyone has minuet, you wasted all that time going to ice, so you lost more time than you gained. So
you lose like 4 minutes to do ice. That's,
yeah, compared to it takes a minute to run the
just run,
yeah. Oh, Krez not checking the bottom one yet.
Yeah, some people do this where they check the top first, and
then peek down. Yeah.
I hate this. Don't do that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't save you time. Don't do it. But yeah, now he has to go back to that bottom one.
Yeah, and with KSR being there, Cine is between these two runners is going to win here. Yeah.
The one nice thing here, though, is we do have the Din's Fire, so Cine's just gonna shortcut straight through a Deku Tree, Din's Fire to the bottom, fight Goma, and get out.
And this is something that Krez won't be able to do unless there is a scale in the backside here. Because wouldn't you clear Deku if you're still missing irons or scale? Like
you would clear it if you're still missing, yeah. But as Star mentions in chat, we have our first place winner of this race, Fabio, with a 1:57.38. Very good time for this one.
Yep. Fabio being a very good runner, so and a very known runner, and there's
several more
several more finishes here. That's actually Rock Chalk finishing second place with a time of 1 hour 58 minutes and 37 seconds, and just 13 seconds in front of Exodus in third place. So sniping Exodus there.
Yeah, 3 quick finishes right together, which is, I think, pretty much what you would expect given the way the hints, shaped your path in the early game. And then, like we said, a lot of people, I think, would just choose Shadow first.
Yeah, these runners had to have chosen the Shadow first and not Fire. I don't think it's possible to get the time and do all Fire. But yeah, that also sets in our target time for the seed. Because we're under 20 runners in the race, it's set by 3 players. So our target time is essentially
like 1:58 or whatever.
So every minute after this is like a point to a point and a half lost.
Yeah, it's rough now.
Yeah.
And so what I was saying too is, Krez, if he's looking at the race time, sees now that, a few people have finished. So once you get that sword in here, it's, okay, the Iron Boots can't be, they're probably not in like Forest Temple or Ice. They're probably, a quick check.
Something early, something along the way.
Yeah, either like it's just in Deku Tree, or it's, you could get worried that it's deeper in here, or it's like a very early sphere check.
Now it's the moment for Krez. I think he obviously checks this one. You're here, but does he go deeper? Riding the boat is a lot of time. It's like a minute.
Yep, Cine already out of Deku. Nice and easy. Gonna be done in about 6 more minutes, I'd say, climbing the tower.
But yeah, with Star saying, like, it's tricky 50-50, and you lose, like, 13, 14 minutes by doing the wrong one here. So we should see a big gap in time. You might get a couple runners trickling in here just because they made some wrong decisions earlier or routed worse. Like, Cindy made the right decision, and he's heading to Ganon's now. You would expect him to trickle in here and be a part of that kind of core cluster of the people who pick Shadow first. But we should see a big kind of a gap with everyone else picking the wrong path. Or missing one of these items. There are a couple hard to get items in this seed.
And we have Krez using Serenading the Scale to get over to Deku. Skip the boat ride, which I think, with him having seen probably the 3 finishes, makes sense. Probably really hoping it's Iron Boots and Deku. Oxy coming in, hanging out, saying they did kind of the thing I was thinking of, oh, check the crater, set the FW, go Shadow then. I think was a pretty pretty viable strat in this at the end there.
Definitely makes sense. You're clearing out your path, right?
Yeah.
In this case, you would lose the, what, 2 minutes to get up there?
Yeah, you'd lose
Where's
a
Chris
couple
going?
minutes. He's,
oh, wait, he has K-Sword. Never mind.
yeah, he was just going this...
This is the fastest way, probably, maybe? I don't know.
Not sure that it is. Where's Kirk
I
Q
think
at to
if
tell
you
me the
just-
timing?
I think you just take the owl from Lake and run
And then
from
back
there.
walk. I think so,
Yeah.
but... we have 4th place, 2:02:50, just Sam. That's his first one, and not a bad time for your first race.
And with the target time being an hour 58, that's only 4 minutes behind.
That's a
That's
good
probably a mid-90s score right there. Yeah. So a very good first race for Sam. So that's where you're looking at for people in the like top 10 of this is those mid-90 scores averaging out. Well, Krez will be clearing here, so we'll see if he lucks out into the gold scale here, but it could easily just be inside Ganon's castle, unfortunately.
Yeah, or buried deep in forest or ice or something that's just...
Or water, like you're never going back. Well, you can't go in there, so not accessible. Cine's starting the Ganondorf fight. Let's see if we get to it. Oh, wait, we have big Oran sword, so never mind.
Yeah, we have all of the niceties, yeah. The seed was nice on this fight, at least. Here's your bottle, your hand... No, Cine, come on.
Just a little too early on the last hit. That's unfortunate. Caster's curse there. That's my bad, Cine.
Whoops.
But yeah, all the niceties. I think my last seed, I didn't have big Oran sword or hammer, so having to use Deck of Nuts on Ganon is it's an experience.
I feel like the biggest fear is like you don't have any of that and then you don't have a bottle.
You can hook shot it. It's just...
Well, I mean, you Master Sword it probably, but like... Ugh.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah,
For
the Master Sword on Ganondorf,
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, like, oh, I saw Master Sword on Cine. It's actually, to one cycle it with Master Sword, I can do it. I know you can do it better than me, but it's not consistent. I'm not consistent at it. Some of the really good runners are, but...
No, it's fine. No, I'm talking about what Red's saying, spin strats for the tennis.
Spin strats?
Because you're stuck with nothing to hit the tennis ball.
Oh, and no... Oh, yeah.
Big chest.
Big chest. What do we
Is
got?
it a scale? Is Krez saved? No.
Nope. That's unfortunate. That is the final slingshot. Yep, and we have Cine on the first phase of Ganon and struggling with the tail hits there.
And, we're over 2 hours, so you want to give another couple shout-outs while Cine finishes this one up for us?
Yeah, we'll try and wrap it up before Cine finishes. So shout-outs to our runners, Krez and Cine, for putting on this great show. This has been a fun one to watch. Also, thanks to our trackers, Baseball and Shinnok. Also, of course, thank you to Star, helping us set all this up and run things on the back end. And then, of course, thanks to Engel, commentating with me. It's been fun.
Yeah, and everyone hanging out in chat.
Can't forget that. And of course, SGL for letting us, stream this on here and share it with all of you. And here comes Cine to get the last hit.
Yep, and then hopefully we'll have him in here for an interview and see how he felt about the hammer and the dins in Spirit.
Yep, and GG to Cine.
That's 5th place. Just a little under 10 minutes behind first, so still a pretty good score. That's going to be.
I think it's going to be mid to upper 80s. So, at GG, Cine.
GG.
GG's. Even though I got 5th, I'm a little disappointed with that run.
It was a rough seed, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting one logically. How are you feeling about kind of that early game routing? You went to the well early, got that one strength. You went domain early, got the hook shot. So
Yeah, the irons off of the chickens.
yeah, which is currently the point of Krez's bane
Oh,
here.
no.
Yeah, he didn't do that one yet.
I was actually worried about the well when I saw the big chest and Lullaby locked. And then I got a hint saying well is path to Morpha, so knew I had to go back anyway. Since I'm gonna assume the strength was assuming the strength was not gonna be path.
Okay, so you were assuming that from the get-go, because we were looking at that like, man, this big chest that you can see underwater might just really save a lot of runners in this race who probably did what you did and went before Lullaby. And it turns out that wasn't the item, but it led you right back to dead hand.
Pretty much.
That probably saved a lot of people. We were expecting Krez to do chickens when going to the well, as he didn't actually go there until having ZL. So he made one trip and got the long shot there. And skipping it, so that's a big thing. But Hammer or Dins?
How did you feel about
50-50? I was thinking about going to fire instead, since I felt behind. But no, I'll play it safe and go Shadow, since I'd have to hike over to the Fire Temple.
Yep, but it seems a lot
no Bolero or Minuet.
Yeah, a lot of the top finishers just straight into Shadow, which is what I would have done as well. Angle was saying, you want to just explain what you were thinking?
Yeah,
strategy there?
I'm not saying it's great feeling, but I was like, maybe you do the one crater check, do the first two and fire, set the Pharaohs, and then go to Shadow, just on the like.
But that's a lot of walking time.
It's
just
a lot
for
of.
3
That's why I kind of hated it. But at the same time, crater was your initial path to Goma, and maybe it's garbage.
If I had
3
a Bolero,
item
I would consider it.
Yeah, it certainly would have felt a lot better with Bolero, but it's a bow being found in spinning pot for Krez. Oof.
What was I about to say? So there was a chance that K-Sword was in Toilet, so Krez actually beat Fire Temple and you get Song of Time. So, and Toilet, key-wise, well, you found all 9 keys, so it was an item.
Yeah,
there was a
9.
chance. It's not the case, which is good. You couldn't get the time you got if it was Toilet, so... Because there's no way, like, you go Shadow first, then you have to do Fire, and I expect everyone else wouldn't go to Toilet, they would go to the other, go to Shadow after Fire.
Probably.
Anything that stands out to you this seed? I mean, there was a lot of little routing decisions that kind of either lost time or gained time.
The scale screw up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you didn't.
Did you see that on restream?
Yeah.
Well, we saw when we were like, oh, Cindy's just gonna dive from Lake over to Jabu, and it's like, wait, where's Cindy going? Wait, what? Oh no, there's no scale.
Yeah. I saw the scale and I forgot to pick it up.
Yes.
That lost a lot of time there, having to walk up river again.
Couple minutes, right? But
so the time I warped there and tried to dive in.
Oh yeah. So you probably lost a good 2.5.
Somehow got 5th in this race, even though I had that screw up.
There were a lot of easy slip-ups if you skipped or routed wrong here. Like, the items were not in straightforward places. Like, there's a lot of potential for screw-up here.
It's a punishing seed without, like we said, Minuet or Bolero, and then the child spawn wasn't useful, so like, it really paid to be very efficient each time you kind of went to an area.
Yep. And just a shout out, a minute ago, Oxyman finishing 6th with 2:11.11. So, still runners going in this race. What the hell is NVIDIA? Like, so yeah, even...
And Mr. Mario.
Very good, and Mr. Mario, that's right. So, very good runners that are stumbling on this, so...
Well, I mean, again, too, you have that choice at the end of fire or shadow, which we think most people choose shadow, but you know, nothing's guaranteed in rando, right? It could have been in fire, and then Krez would have had it before everyone else. So
what I was saying earlier, it's a 50-50, and we're seeing the split now of people who pick the other, or people are missing iron boots, right? A lot of people skip chickens.
Or you didn't go back into the well, even though you saw that big chest, right? Like, there could have been people who said, hey, I got strength 2 in the well, that's my path, I'm leaving. You know. There's a lot of places to trip you up in this one. But yeah, Cinny, this was I think your second up?
Yeah, this is my second.
So how you feeling?
That first one where I got 15th.
And I think your scores are not too bad right now with 2. So I think if you get a decent third one, you should be sitting okay in the top 32, right?
Yeah. Hopefully, since I'd prefer to not do 5.
Yep.
Yo, Krez, the boots.
The boots.
Holding them up. Holding them up.
That's got to feel a little bit bad there. But, yeah, so you had an 85.5. This is actually going to be a better point value than that. But it's going to be around high 80s to a 90 because there's less than 20 runners. The average is set by the first 3, which is how this is happening. Yeah, so it's basically because they finish so close to one another. It's basically a 158. So you are 9 minutes off of that, and it's somewhere between a point and a point and a half per. I think it's closer to a point and a half, especially as the seed is faster per minute that you lose. So that puts you right. If it's a point and a half, that puts you right around like 87 or something. But still, I think you'll be fine. Like if you got another one of these around your point value, you would be higher than I am. I think, which is also
high 80 should be fine for what I saw.
Should be good.
Like doing the averages.
I think I'm at 86.5 or something. So. There's quite a few people around me, so you should be good. You just get another one in the. Oh heck, if you get a 90 or something, you know, you do a really good final one, then you're definitely in.
One.
Yeah, just win.
Alright, Krez gonna set Feyror's and get this boss key real quick, and should be done in I'd say about like 10 minutes. Finish this one up for
somewhere
him.
like that, yeah. We actually just had Mr. Mario finishing with a 2:15.09 for 7th.
Yeah, I think that's Mario's third one, so.
I believe it is, and that, unfortunately for Mario, is 17 minutes off, and that's going to be...
Probably not what a runner like him's hoping for in this, but
Nope.
We'll see what he does with it.
But his other scores are very good, so he should be fine even with that.
I mean, he should be top 32, but I'm like... And now he's going to be at the lower end of the top 32 potentially. I don't want to play him. Come on. Yeah. What are you doing here?
That does make it scarier for the top people when you have good players who just got a little bit unlucky in quals.
That reminds me of the one year. Was it Sponge or what the hell happened that like didn't do many of these and ended up in like 30 seconds? It was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Rip the first place person.
It was what the hell's according to baseball.
Oh, yeah, he was like 34th, and then
qualify,
then 2 people dropped.
Yeah, and then people dropped in. He qualified anyway.
Yep. Just watch Angle. I'm actually gonna get like paired up with a Red, my soon-to-be co-op partner for the next season coming. That'd be funny. Oh yeah, of course. What the hell? Actually going to win it, right? That too.
And speaking of the man, 8th place, 2:17.07.
Definitely not the finish he's looking for, right? But
yeah,
their first race was a like almost 100
I think
points.
they won
or
the first one, right? So
I think they were second or third. Or no, they won. It was a sandwich, right? They won. Then it was Dylan.
They
Or
won
no,
because
it was Vidya.
They won because I didn't get to play in that one.
You didn't get to play? Yeah. That's why Sponge said, play the late ones.
Hey, dodge me. Dodge my...
'Cause, yeah, that was actually the last fall. So it was What the Hells, then Vidya, and then Sponge there. So
Well, yeah, I mean, like, it's rando, so you're going to have this in qualifiers where you just, you know, get a little unlucky with some of these weird item placements and guessing game of Dins versus Hammer. And
Yeah, I definitely felt that during the first qual where I got really unlucky.
you like qual
Or the
1,
first one I
strike
did.
3? Oh, okay. So I was gonna say my bad 81 score was because of that stupid strength 3.
Mine was because of a Mirror Shield Casino.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what the hell is going to qualify? Like, they play one more, I guess they'll make it in. Even with this score, it's definitely not what they want, but this will put Krez, like, we're saying another, what, like 6 minutes here or something like that? Maybe a little bit longer because having to go to Temple of Time.
just watching this awful cutscene.
Yeah, watching this awful cutscene going, oh, so many people have finished, I need to finish.
Where's Kirox? Shout outs to Kirox for speeding up so many of these things, but speed up this one too, thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, for chat watching, like, the beauty or pain of playing in these randomizers like this one, or Link to the Past or Super Metroid or what have you. You have this combination of all of these really talented runners that it takes so much skill to play this, but then even with that skill, some days you just get unlucky. Some days there's just an item in a weird spot not hinted, or hinted vaguely, like Hammer versus Dins, and that gives you time differences like this one where someone finishes in 157 and Krez unfortunately picked the wrong side and is 20 minutes behind.
Yep, but still making good decisions. I mean, it wasn't wrong to go to fire. It was a 50-50. So
like I said, yeah, it's just bad luck. Like you got to pick one, and if it's right, great. If it's not, uh-oh.
Yep.
And, yeah, welcome Raiders. We're just about done here with this qualifier for Ocarina of Time Randomizer. Cinny here winning the restream part of it. And Krez just a couple minutes now to fight Ganon. We still have, what, 4 more Ocarina of Time Randomizer qualifiers coming up. So we have, the next one's going to be Saturday the 12th, which will be at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And then we have Sunday at 2 Eastern, Monday at, again, 2 Eastern in the afternoon. And the last one will be Thursday night, the 17th at 8 Eastern. So 4 more races, 4 more chances for everyone to qualify, get into the top 32, which will then be a single elimination bracket.
Yep, and show up Saturday, Red and Pyra. That will be a good comm squad.
Oh yeah, that'll be a great commentary. I'm sure we'll get some more fun runners to restream.
Yep. I may actually, oh no, I have to go out of town, so never mind. I was going to be like, I may play it, but not in the race.
No, play it while you're out of town.
Yeah, definitely. Going to my sister's
that'll go well.
baby shower. That's definitely what I should be doing. Just preparing the baby to be a Zuda runner in 15 years, right?
Yeah. So, Cindy, what are you thinking? Gonna run in the Saturday one, or?
I have to think, since I've also got Majora's Mask qualifiers to do on the weekend.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
Zelda tournaments going on right now. I think
And
Wind Waker too.
I've got mixed pools semifinals tomorrow against Cola. Should be a good match.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that would be good. And here we are, and we're only a couple months down the road until season 7 hits us. So for the main tourney,
Yeah.
we actually should see settings finalized here in probably like 2 months or so. They generally give a couple months of practice, so.
And then there will be the in-person event for Speedgaming in a couple months. A nice in-person Ocarina of Time tournament.
Early November, and a lot of it should be streamed too, so look forward to that. I still have to buy everything for it, but my wife gave the go-ahead, so I'm going. That'll be a lot of fun. We're going to explore DC as well, so.
Lefty, what possesses people to do Shadow before Fire? I mean, the mirror locked both the hammer and the dins, and I think a lot of people said, I don't have a good way to get to Fire, so...
The hint was Spirit Temple Path to Goma, so mirror doesn't matter here.
Yeah, the mirror didn't even matter either, too. It's... But, like,
And
either
for
way,
me,
yeah,
I chose Shadow since I have Nocturne and I have no quick way to Fire Temple.
Yep.
I think
It's
that's...
also more check dense compared to Fire.
I think that's what a lot of people banked on. But, like we said at the end of the day, Lefty, it was just kind of just going to come down to luck of which dungeon had it.
Yep, and here comes Krez about to finish.
Yeah, GG's for Krez with the 225.08 ninth place finish.
I believe we're getting Krez in here for an interview as well, so hopefully that invite goes out. Looking like he's joined, so we'll get him up here in a second. I'm gonna use the awesome mod powers and just pull him up. GG Krez.
GG.
GG's.
That was a very entertaining seat to watch, but that would have been nerve-wracking to play for sure.
Yeah. Felt like things were going okay up until hunting for the Kokiri sword.
Yep, and unfortunately it was in Shadow. I mean, you made a 50-50 play, and it just didn't go your way that time. Still...
Yeah. My thought was DMC was hinted Path to Goma. It could just be for Crater Fairy, so check that first. And I'm already in the area, so then go Fire.
Yep, without Bolero. Definitely, I mean, even with that time, you should still be okay for top 32 with your other scores, this being your third. You're probably looking at like a high 70s, low 80, like a very low 80 there for that one, but your other two scores are pretty good. And you should be okay, considering what last year was. What's your kind of feeling on where you're at? It's kind of an awkward spot until you see more people finish.
I was feeling good before today, Now I'm not so sure. Now I take a look at my score tomorrow and see how I'm doing compared to others and decide if I want to push for 2 more.
I think you're going to be okay. A lot of people are saying that, last year it was 74 cutoff and stuff. So, but yeah, there's 4 more quals if you decide to do 2 more.
Yeah, and I guess any other thoughts you might have on this race? I think, like we said, it felt like you were playing pretty well in the early game. A lot of things were kind of laid out by the hints, and then it just the Spirit Temple was a big jerk by handing everyone 2 different items.
Yeah, and those chickens. What's up with that?
Yeah, we kept hoping, like, along the way, we're like, come on, gold scale somewhere, bail them out.
The first things I did this seed, chickens and well.
Yep. So you actually got to complete well in one trip, and Sydney had to go back.
Yeah, I had to double dip.
Yeah, I figured it was worth going out to GTG and get the song at Colossus before dipping into well.
Right, you had basically a 50-50 of Lullaby being there or not. And then, I was saying earlier when we were watching it that, like, it made a lot of sense for Cine to do chickens by going to the well very early in the seed and not having much. And it makes more sense to skip it if you wait until, deep into the seed to go there, because you have so many other things to do at that point.
Yeah, I was considering doing it because I went to check 10 skulls before jumping in the well. I was like, I could just do chickens here. But then I said, there's not going to be anything on chickens. I'm just going to skip it.
Yeah, it's just unlucky.
Yeah, there were a lot of rough, like, single item spots here that could have stumbled a lot of runners as you went. I actually thought of something. We're talking about it. Cindy, you did have strength 2, not deciding to go into Spirit even though you knew where Requiem was. Is that just because you pretty much figured it had to be Magic and Jabu? Or Mirror or something like that?
No. So, GTG path to Twinrova. I find Boomerang.
Mhm.
I get the Lullaby. I know where Requiem is. I figured I'd go pick up the Requiem, and since I could warp back anytime. And then I go to Jabu instead, thinking it was Mirror Shield in there, not Magic. Then I got surprised when I found a Magic in there.
So you were just straight up expecting the path leading to Shield. I mean, it could have.
I was expecting
it certainly,
Shield, not Magic.
It certainly could have, yeah. Like, it had to, I think, at that point, be one of those two. It just...
Yeah. But Rang had to lead to something.
It just
unless it was in the toilet.
Yeah. It just turned out that, like, this whole convoluted back and forth path was just all to get all these things to cross the desert.
Yeah.
Yep. We were just thinking...
Would have made sense, though, with letter path to Morpha. Magic made more sense for crossing the wasteland.
Wait, we had a letter path?
Yeah,
Graveyard path.
Graveyard path, which
I never found the 5th path.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I figured it had to be that Rudo's letter, just due to how the hints worked. So I figured that would be useless info for me.
It ends up being true. We were thinking on comms with Spirit, like the reason we were thinking to go in with Silvers there is if K-Sword is just in there, you're a little bit more efficient when you do Jabu and Deku together, right? Obviously, you couldn't do that. It wasn't the case here, but we've seen it just be straightforward before. That's what we were thinking at the time.
But what I was thinking was being more efficient with the Spirit Temple clear by grabbing a Mirror Shield before going in.
Yeah, it makes sense because you didn't have Feora, so you'd have to climb back up. Yeah.
Yeah, no magic at the time, so I couldn't set it.
I probably still would have gone in personally, but yeah, in this case, it'd be hard to tell if it would have been worth it or not. Well, in this case, it would have been bad, but in other case, same seed, but K-Sword's there instead of the crazy paths. It might have paid off enough, depending what else you needed. It's interesting to think about. Krez, when you were just down to looking for iron boots, did seeing other people's finish and finish times kind of point you in a better direction to find the irons, like metaing a little bit, knowing it had to be somewhere kind of earlier along the way?
I was assuming it was just going to be in Deku Tree, and then when it wasn't, I was starting to panic and just, what checks do I have left? Let's do whatever's remaining. I was assuming it wasn't going to be like in Forest or something like that, but yeah, just aiming for overworld checks I'd skipped along the way.
Yeah, I think that's the correct call when you see the quick finish times and you're like one item from being there yourself.
Yep. Do either of you have any more thoughts about the seed, or want to do any shout-outs before the end here?
I have no thoughts whatsoever.
Yeah, I think that's all from me.
I hope you both get some decent seating here in the top 32. I hope not to face either of you, though. But
I don't need
Since
another
hopefully
matchup, Prez.
I don't make that scale screw up in brackets.
yeah, good luck to all of us in this comms booth here now. Thanks again, everyone, putting in the work behind the scenes, trackers and everything, and yeah, everyone for watching tonight.
Yep. Thanks, everyone. It's been fun. Looking forward to it again. I think
Thanks
I'm
for watching,
signed
everyone.
up. I think I'm signed up for Sunday to comms again. So.
Nice. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
See ya.
And I'm closing us down. So have a good night, everyone. If I can find it. Oh, someone got it for us, so we're good. We're off and out of here, so have a good night. It is late for me, and I got to go to work.
All right.
Yeah,
Yep.
I probably gotta hop off myself.
Oh, and there is another race, apparently. We didn't know.
So we're gonna get kicked out.
Yep.
Alright. Have a good night, everyone.
Yep. You too.